we say good. We may not say that at all. We want to hide that sentiment. But we say he deserves it. Or whatever, something like that. But here is this man, this Gopal Krishna Maharaj and Radhanath Swami. I remember in 2018, November, December, when they had the bureau meetings in Gurgaon. It was so heated. It was so different people pulling in different. But these personalities, Japatak Maharaj, Guru Maharaj, Radhanath Swami, Gopal Krishna Maharaj, is just pacifying. I mean, they're just mere presence. And I remember when Radhesham Prabhu refused to accept this responsibility of coming to Hyderabad and being a part of the management, Radhesham Prabhu saying, I've had enough of my management. I don't want to, but I'm ready to go there. I'm going to help. But Radhesham was unwilling. Radhesham Prabhu was unwilling to be part of the management. How they brought him next to each, and Gopal Krishna Maharaj, between Gopal Krishna Maharaj and Radhanath Swami, how they gently, lovingly embraced him, put their arm on his shoulder, this way talking, this way talking, that way. Poor Radhesham Prabhu didn't know which way to turn, one side GKG, one side his own guru. I'm not so sure if, don't quote me to Radhesham Prabhu. Well, secretly I'm revealing in the hope that you won't quote me and, So they convinced him. And I'm telling you this. I just stood at a distance just to watch this. I thought, I thought, how can I miss this? They spoke to him, they convinced him. It took a long time. He didn't agree so easily. Then Radhanath Swami took him, so many, but you see, they had this vision that, a team has to be there, not one person. So many injuries. When I say injuries, I mean, so many hurt feelings are there. And we need a team that can offer tender, loving care to all the devotees there and heal that system and bring it back. And they achieved it. And a year or so later, a year and a half later, His Holiness Radhanath Swami visited Tirupati. I think we used to have the GBC meetings, the October schedule in Tirupati. So all the brahmacharis who had shifted to the temple, headed by Sarashirmani Prabhu, came to my room and said, Prabhu, we all want to go to Tirupati and we want you to come along. I said, why me? They said, no, Prabhu, we want you to come. So I said, fine, I'll be happy because I'll meet all the GBCs, hopefully I'll meet my Guru Maharaj, I'll meet Gopal Krishna. I keep telling everybody, I'm a fan of these people. I may not be their disciple, but I'm their fan. I admire them. Limitlessly. So as we went there and then we got down, Sarashiromani Prabhu, Mahaprabhu, what's his name? Vishnu Prasad, all of them came to me and said, Prabhu, somehow we want darshan of Radhanath Swami, audience sometime to talk to him. And please, why don't you, I said, yeah, go ahead, ask him maybe. He said, no, it's not as easy as that. Maharaj won't accept so easily. You can't just go and ask him for time. He'll say, go talk to my secretary or go talk here, talk there, something like that. It's not so easy. Please, Prabhu, please make it happen. I said, this is a strange burden on me. You're asking me to arrange a meeting between you and your guru. And you're saying it's my responsibility. Please, Prabhu, we all came here only for that. We wanted to have a darshan. So I remember I tracked Radhanath Swami going behind him wherever he was going. At one point of time, he had to do it. He turned his back and looked at me, smiled and said, yes. So what is it that I can do for you? He asked, because I was going behind him. Then I said, Maharaj, yeah, there's something you can do for me. So, yes, please tell me. Because when I became the member of the HTMC, Hyderabad Temple, I had requested him that, somehow I had requested him that someday I'll come back to him for a favor. And then Radhanath Swami is very typical. I'm not promising anything. So I went and I spoke to him and I said, Maharaj, these are disciples, your disciples who have sacrificed. They're helping us turn around the Hyderabad temple. They're all either your disciples or aspiring to be your disciples. And they just want to present a small 5-minute report to you, what all they've done, and get blessings and get some instructions from you. And I think they deserve it. And we've come all the way from Hyderabad just for this. So Maharaj looked up and down and this and that. And then he says, all right. I mean, it was such a big moment for all these brahmacharis. They were so happy. And then the reason I'm saying is because Maharaj did something extraordinary after that. Then we all gathered, and as Maharaj, he promised, we all gathered. Maharaj walked in, he started speaking. And then he called me and he said, you know them all? They're all serving under you? There were about 22 or 23 of them. I said, yes, Maharaj, they're all serving, etc. Then can you tell me what each one of them is doing? Introduce each one of them, tell me their names, and tell me what each one of them is doing. Tell me their names and tell me what each one of them is doing. That was like, I thought this is one of the smartest questions I've ever been asked in my spiritual life, Tell me their names, tell me what each one of them is doing. I said, all right, Maharaj, I'll try. I think I must have got about 80% of the names okay. Because and I don't stay there all the time, but I mean, that's an excuse. I should know everybody who's serving Madan Mohan. So I said this and I introduced them one by their name. And I said, he's doing this, he's doing this, he's doing that. Maharaj heard the whole thing and then he addressed everybody. He spoke to them and he said, Hyderabad is one of the most important ISKCON temples in the world. It was established by Prabhupada. And the fact that you've all gone there and you're serving the deities, I'm very grateful to you. In Maharaj's own typical style, he said, I'm very grateful to you. I'm very, very deeply obliged to each one of you that you're serving there. I know it's tough. I know it's been like that. So, he's neither the GBC of that place, nor the zonal secretary, nor the regional secretary, nor anything. He's got nothing to do with Hyderabad, Radhanath Swami. But he took that personal interest. He stood there because I think that's what makes him so special. That's what makes him so unique. That's what makes him so worshipable. Radhanath Swami is so worshipable because of all these out of the world qualities. He has nothing to do with Hyderabad. He's nothing to gain. It was never his own. It's just because there was a difficulty there. There was some crisis there, and it's a temple established by Prabhupada. I don't think Radhanath Swami would have reacted differently if it was a temple not built by Prabhupada. For him, every temple is like his limb, one limb of his body. That's the depth of his feeling for ISKCON, ISKCON's property, ISKCON's deities, and ISKCON's devotees. That's the depth of his feeling. That's the depth of his genuine feeling for every single devotee who gives something to Prabhupada in this movement, They know they have to be protected, they have to encourage, they have to be whatever. That's what makes Radhanath Swami so special. So, I mean, I've had many encounters, simply my good fortune in this life, but I met him a few times and I had opportunities to interact. I also said this once, I don't know, once 3 years back or something, I mentioned this. When I was taking care of the Jagannath Mandir, he came to me, we had a nice program, we had a packed house. He loved it, he did some kirtan, he gave a class, and then he was supposed to have gone. And suddenly everybody came running to me and said, Maharaj is looking for you. Radhanath Swami Maharaj is looking for you. I kind of panicked and said, he was supposed to have gone long back. What happened? So he came looking for me, and I had a little ramshackle office in that Jagannath Mandir. Part go down, part office, something like that. And it was already packed with many people and so many things happening there. So he didn't know what to do. So he took me outside, one corner of that, on the right side of the temple. We had that. I think the devotees to this, they take some prasad, or used to take. He took me to the place, he had the chadar, he put it on, and then he sat down, he gave a part of the chadar to me and said, oh, I want to talk to you. I said, I felt so embarrassed. I said, I can't sit on your chadar, Maharaj. And he said, pulled my hand and made me sit on it. Just like this he did. I just sat down. He said, Hare Krishna, he spoke so nicely about me. He said, I've heard about you. I did this and that. I mean, we have an old friendship that many of them know. He saved me when I was a Ritvik. I think I've shared that story. Have I? How many of you remember? I've shared that story. Oh, I'll tell you. That's an out of the world story. So he pulled me down and he said, you're lucky. You've got this opportunity to work in this temple, serve in this temple. What are your plans for this temple? I said, Maharaj, I didn't understand. What is it you're asking me? Then he said, you see, ISKCON has a particular standard. We like to, we represent Prabhupada, we represent Lord Chaitanya, we represent the Guru Parampara, the most wonderful, the most celebrated Guru Parampara, we represent him. And there's a certain standard that is expected to be, we have to have. And then he explained to me, and then he said, you start working on making this place much more beautiful, more attractive, more presentable. Because this is the place where the Supreme Lord resides. Doesn't matter, it's temporary. Then he gave the story about how he began in Chowpatty. That time, I think they also were not very sure how long they would be there. But he said how, on a continuous basis, he would work on improving the place, the way it looks, etc. And he said, this is one of the, create a nice, he said that, create a nice, if possible, an opulent, nice surroundings for the devotees, for the Lord, for the deities, for everybody. He didn't have to do that. He just sat down and explained to me, and he gave the whole philosophy of why we should do that. Then I told him, Maharaj, I'm very grateful to you, not because of this advice, because you thought that this guy, Varad Krishna Das, will take my advice, and confidently you called me here, and in front of everybody. I mean, there were so many of my colleagues and leaders. Not that I said you've given me this. That means, I mean, you have taken that liberty with me. You've taken that liberty. You've given yourself this position of an authority over my life, and you're commanding me. You're instructing me. Maharaj, I will do anything to fulfill this instruction of yours. The fact that you've shown that kind of courage or whatever faith in me, you've taken me under your care. You're instructing me. You're telling me what I should do, how I should do. I'm so grateful to you, Maharaj. That gesture on your part to take me under your care and reprimand me and tell me what I'm doing is not so correct, and I want you to do something better. I don't know how to thank you. I feel so grateful to whatever. I mean, I feel so nice that you've kind of accepted me as your servant or something, and you've instructed me. And then, of course, it's a different story. When we started doing different things in the temple, I somehow concocted, and we made a false ceiling, so many things. But that was always there in my mind and heart. So Maharaj has this way of touching people's heart. Touching people's heart. And he's not, how can I say? I have this habit. Every now and then, when I'm confused or when I'm little, whatever, I just browse, put on some 7-minute, 8-minute video of Maharaj, and then listen. Every now and then I do that. The last one I heard was 2 things you should never do. He spoke about pride and how one should, I think that was this year's Vyasa Puja address or something. He spoke about cooperation and not having pride and things like that. So I also know, I've attended one round of GBC meetings. I also know how much respect he commands. How much respect he commands among his God brothers. How they look upon him. How they look up to him in so many matters. I also know that he's a visionary. He's not some ordinary person. He's done some incredibly innovative preaching. He's built a hospital, he's built Gopal Gardens, he's built schools, he's built the Anadan thing, he's got this Vada thing going on. He's got, this, what does he do? That's Giridhari, whatever his name is. I can't remember his name fully. Radha Giridhari or somebody. He's got this whole thing going on, reaching out to the high network individuals and entrepreneurs and that. And he's got that initiative. He's connecting them with Artha Forum, Artha Foundation or Artha Forum, linking them with Krishna, linking them with Prabhupada, linking them with the process of chanting. And I mean, we can go on listing how he has this ability to touch the lives of influential people and somehow connect them to Krishna. At the same time, he has the time and willingness to spend time with the smallest and the most insignificant of all the devotees. When we talk, or we leaders, we talk, when we have private conversations, we very many times we ask ourselves this question: Is it possible that in this world we'll see again devotees like Radhanath Swami, Gopal Krishna Maharaj, Bhaktacharya Swami, or Guru Maharaj, Japataka Swami? Is it possible that we will see people like that again in our lifetime or any lifetime? Is it possible at all for some people to be so dedicated, so loyal? I don't know how blessed you people are. You're also blessed. You're also fortunate. You're the most blessed people in this whole universe to have someone like him guiding you, someone like him under whose care you serve, someone like him to look up to, someone like him to look up to. I remember once or twice I've asked him sometimes I've asked all kinds of awkward questions, but he's had the time to answer all of those questions that I asked. Again, when I had an opportunity to meet him sometime in Mayapur, we were walking up, and I never thought he would spot me in a crowd and come slowly. He has this way of doing things. He looked somewhere else, but he started walking towards me and then caught me and then held me and he said, "How are you doing? What's happening in Hyderabad?" Different things like that. So they've given everything they have for Krishna and Prabhupada. I don't think even a thought of anything other than serving Prabhupada even enters their head. I'm sure anything like that is scared to enter his mind. Any thought other than the thought and idea of wanting to dedicate themselves and serve Prabhupada and his mission more and more, I don't think it even enters their mind and consciousness. These are incredible people. These are the Mahabhagavatas. These are people who can be called Mahabhagavats, who are explained in the Bhagavatam or the Chaitanya Charitamrita. These people are not ordinary people. ISKCON has grown so phenomenally in the last 35, 40 years because of these personalities and their sacrifice and their vision and their cooperative spirit and the way they work together. Everything that they've said or done is an example for generations to come. How to stay cooperatively, how to work cooperatively, how to handle differences, how to handle conflicts, how to resolve them, etc. For generations to come, he and whatever they've done, said, or acted are examples. Once again, I want to thank all of you. Once again, I want to congratulate all of you. You are lucky. You are blessed to have somebody like him. And I'm blessed to be to have so many of you visit our temple on the same day like this and give us an opportunity to somehow or other serve you and show our appreciation, not just for your commitment, but also appreciation to His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj. On this occasion, I would like to pray to our beloved deities that may Sri Radhanath Swami Maharaj live long. May he have excellent health. May he be more successful in his efforts to serve Prabhupada and the mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.